Namaste. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The dopamine lesson that actually works. Napoleon Hill grew up in poverty in Virginia in 1883. He was raised in hardship and lost his mother at a very young age. His greatest strength was overcoming a deep sense of limitation. And while he was watching other people stay stuck, he battled his own scarcity mindset. He was just tired of being poor. His life changed when he interviewed industrialist Andrew Carnegie, or maybe it's Carnegie, who challenged him to spend decades interviewing successful people. Hill went on to create the first systemic philosophy of achievement, showing that desire, imagination, persistence, and discipline could rewire the mind and create sustained success. Now, I related to Napoleon Hill in many different ways. I grew up in poverty. My parents were immigrants from South India. We grew up on welfare. My dad filed for bankruptcy twice. My mom filed for bankruptcy. Our car got repossessed. We were on welfare. It's not like I didn't have food. It's not like I was starving, but we were not eating what we wanted. My dad was in and out of jobs, constantly getting fired from jobs. I had an intimate relationship with Child Protective Services, Adult Protective Services, and domestic violence shelters. Through my dad's abuse and me not understanding it, I became an alcoholic, a drug addict, and I've been sober for 7.5 years since July 31st of 2018. And I did not think that I could read books. I mean, I would read a book here and there, but I wouldn't complete it, or I would read like 30 pages of it. Did not like reading books. But in 2025, earlier this year, God had blessed me with audiobooks. I've listened to probably 55 audiobooks. Some of them are maybe like a couple hours long. Some of them are 9 hours. I think one of the YouTube formula ones was even 12 hours. And I'm going to give you some lessons that I learned from some of these audiobooks. But interestingly, until I quit sugar, until I stopped looking for external validation, until I stopped really thinking that I needed to be with somebody or somebody needed to be with me for me to succeed in my life, I wasn't blessed with these audiobooks. Let me show you the dopamine lesson here, how you can rewire your dopamine through this book. Here are 5 points from the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. 1 is burning desire equals dopamine direction. When you have a desire, a mission, vision, purpose, when you're very clear on exactly what you want, when you're gonna have it, and how you're gonna have it, you can delay dopamine, delayed gratification. Dan Martell talks about this. He talks about how you delay gratification in every single moment. You buy something, you leave it at home, and then you take it later after you fulfilled a mission. What this does, it will help you consecrate your dopamine, meaning that you don't need something right away. Number 2, faith equals cortisol direction. Faith reduces uncertainty and lower stress. Now, you can develop faith through a religion. It could be through a spiritual connection, the universe, God. There was one person in Alcoholics Anonymous. I attended Alcoholics Anonymous for several years. And there was one person there who said that their higher power was nature. That was their way of connecting to something that's greater than them. And when you have faith, okay, something is greater than me. Look, all of these things happened in my life for a reason. Here's what I can do. Let's use some autosuggestion tools. Let's transmute some of these problems, or what I like to call alchemical awareness, where you turn whatever you consider a problem into a purpose. And that improves dopamine precision. Number 3, autosuggestion. Prefrontal cortisol control. Repetition creates neural dominance. Imagine you shooting a free throw for the first time. Well, if you keep on doing it, don't you think you're gonna make it at some point? That's where you have the muscle memory, and it stabilizes your attention circuits. And what autosuggestion does, when you say to yourself, I have a mission, vision, purpose, this is what it is. My mission is to feed the poor, purify their water. My vision is to make money and donate it. The purpose is so that my mom's, dad's, brothers, and my life does not go in vain, and it's inspired from. Now I have the faith in that, and I'm doing these autosuggestion daily to rewire my brain to say, look, this is who you are. However, I would take that to the next level and write it. In the practice of mind hygiene, a concept that I've developed through my years of therapy, and now I'm expanding it through my audiobooks that I've only listened to in this year. When you write it down, your memory will consolidate it much better. Number 4, specialized knowledge equals dopamine efficiency. If you go to a restaurant, they have like Indian food, Chinese food, Japanese food, Mexican food. You're like, what the heck is going on? There's no precision there. But there are these restaurants that I've been to that have 6 things on the menu. You're like, well, that's not a lot. Well, 6 things could be a lot to somebody who's specialized in that one Italian dish that, I don't know, let's say spaghetti or something. And when you can specialize in something, people will pay for that. People will come to you for that and ask you for help. For example, my specialized knowledge is mind hygiene, neurospiritual sovereignty, alchemical awareness, where what we're doing is taking a mission, vision, purpose, taking problems, and then inspiring from them instead of saying that they're positive or negative, is one example. That's specialized knowledge. The more clarity you have, the less dopamine you waste. Imagine going to play basketball. We were talking about that. Let's say you want to dribble. You want to do a crossover. You want to be able to do a fadeaway. You want to be able to do a Euro step. Those are going to take a long time. You might have to just practice free throws for days to months. And then you can say, first, I like to say dribbling the basketball, which is mindfulness of basketball, where you're first like learning how to like maneuver life. And then you can start adding things, compassion, empathy, like studying it. This means is that you got to set a foundation. You got to do one thing at a time, what I like to call monotask focus. For example, when I did my speaker reel, it took me about 300 hours, and I only did that for 3 months. When I'm focusing on my finances, that's all I'll do for like 24 hours or 48 hours. I'll try not to do other things. And what this does is it gives you focus, lowers the cortisol, and delays the dopamine because you know something good is going to happen. Number 5, persistence equals dopamine conservation. Consistency protects your dopamine from chaos, cravings, and distractions. Imagine Cody Sanchez says this: if you wake up at 5:45, you'll solve most things. You know, that's so true. Where when you just wake up at like a certain time, it's like, okay, fine, let's just reverse engineer it from here. We got the mission, vision, purpose. Let's do some quick auto-suggestion. Let's write it down. Let's understand what's going on. And sure, if we don't feel like it, we won't do it. That's what my plan is. What that does is that creates less distraction. You're on a schedule. If it's not on a schedule, it's unlikely going to happen. And if you're not persistent with it, once again, Dan Martell talks about this. The runway is long. I think his YouTube channel, don't quote me on this, took him several years to come to fruition. Now he's doing so great. I'm so inspired by his journey. He talks about the runway is long, but the takeoff is quick. I've added on to my framework called Mind Hygiene, which will help you believe in yourself every second when no one is watching. And you can download a Mind Hygiene guide in the description below. And also, I'll be dropping videos at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday. If you found value in this video, comment and let me know what you think about the book, Think and Grow Rich, and how it helped you on your journey. And I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.